Okay.
Raph, whatever. I wrote in the columns. Fortunately, I already know who my opponent is now. We ripped that Band-Aid off during our exclusive coverage of the world's steroids controversy. Tune in when we finally get the BJJ steroids people if they want to come out of hiding. There is 2 columns I fill out when I keep track of the fighters, and I'm on a tear, the fight results. And for the columns this week, I put me, the Star-Spangled Banner of picking fights, versus whoever this is, the O Canada of picking fights. And I think I crushed it.
Okay, but here's the thing. Our guest today is very American.
I saw the shorts.
Yeah, he wears those shorts proudly, and catch wrestlers really don't care about what they're wearing. Wearing is kind of like a secondary consideration of the who, what, where, when, why of when they're grappling. But let's remind the people, if you didn't listen to the grappling episode, and why wouldn't you? Because there was fucking controversy on that one that we talked about. But in case you're just joining us for this episode, this is Josh Starlord Leduc. Josh, how are you doing, sir?
I gotta say, Raph, controversy follows me where I walk. And I want to say that I'm happy to be back, but that would be a fucking lie. You are happy that I am back on your show because the ratings are going to soar through the roof.
You're like a Dr. Seuss little vignette that never took off.
He's a little better than the Dr. Seuss vignettes, I will say, because I liked the fucking... And if you're curious what Josh looks like, because I pulled up his Instagram. You know when Chris Pratt lost all that weight to do Guardians of the Galaxy? Well, Josh looks like if he had just pressed go on gaining more weight and rocked right on over, but does still look a lot like Chris Pratt.
I should definitely change it from Starlord to Andy Dwyer because that is way fucking cooler anyways.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we love the Parks and Recreation a lot here.
Game. It's just what I've heard.
But it would kind of ruin all of your marketing that you've been doing, I think, for the past, 4 years now? How long have you been marketing yourself as Andy Dwyer-esque?
I have no fucking clue. And I didn't even fucking start it. Back when I was fighting MMA, these guys on the fucking underground were like, you're a fucking Starlord. So I just ran with it.
Oh, man. Bless you. Bless you and your super easy and convenient nickname to be given. All right, Josh, for the people here, because they may not know who you are, let's give them a little primer. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about the tournaments you run. Tell us about what makes you interesting.
Holy fuck. If they don't know who I am, they better just fucking turn this podcast off now.
No, that's the wrong choice. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who brings you on shows?
It's way more fun to be like, take a left.
Oh,
take a left. Because they're driving probably right now, but we get it. Yeah. No, I like his gusto, Raph. But please keep it on. At least till we get to the ads.
I am the optimal human physique. That is the dad bod, and I'm pretty good at breaking legs right now. So if you don't know who I am, go ahead, check out the Instagram, and you will see a portly Starlord who may or may not be in your fantasies while you're dreaming tonight.
I don't even think you thought that one through. You're like, am I in your... let's just go with it.
Get out of my head. That's all I've been thinking since I found this Instagram page.
Sometimes I just start sentences, and I hope I find them like halfway through, and then I don't.
It's like you doing a child's maze and going, am I going to make it to the end? No. Kev, let's do this. So what you may not know about Josh is he does management for up-and-comings. So that means jiu-jitsu folk and MMA folk. He also has run the Zapatero and the Gamblers tournaments that are out in the East on the bottom. So do you have questions for him based off of this information? Because he will be playing over under Kevin against you, and I think it's important you get this intel.
Yeah, what's your strategy when you're trying to book some of the fighters that are a little prima donna-ish in grappling, which happens quite frequently?
Dude, I tell them to go fuck off. Like, seriously, when it comes to management shit, like, if you're not willing to work hard and eat shit, you're not going to make it anywhere. So I'm not going to fucking touch you. You know, I have Jeff Munson is one of my clients, and he understands that he's not as big of a name as he was, say, 10, 15 years ago. So he's willing to eat shit. So if Jeff Munson, who fought for the UFC title, is a 2-time ADCC champion, is willing to eat shit, and you won a couple of invitationals and think you're hot shit, are not willing to eat shit, then you're definitely not going to get booked by me.
Welcome to the who the fuck you think you are, clown form of management that is Starlords. Kev,
That was 7 HR violations. The Verbal Tap Legal just told me. They held up a number every time, but that's not bad.
It's a whiteboard that we just...
He got points for referencing Jeff Munson. Legendary grappler and MMA person. Not a lot of people across... He's in a weird... It's like if Vitor Belfort was just showing up and still fighting people.
Yeah.
It's like a weird... Or Josh Barnett, who is. So that's a fun status.
But let's ask this question, because this is important. Why waste your life managing MMA and jiu-jitsu people? Because I feel you could have a lot less headaches in your life.
You know, that's saying those who can teach. Well, I can't teach either, so now I manage.
Okay. Well, that's beneficial.
Well, it's just BJJ Black Belt and entrepreneur is all it says, which I dig it, but it also has Footsie Master on here. So there's a lot to digest about his Instagram description. What do you do in Florida outside of grappling and manage monsters?
For fun, we got swamps. So we got swamp buggies, mudding, fishing, hunting, all that fun shit. Now, but for real, I don't have time for fun. I run a jiu-jitsu school, manage people. I have a clothing brand, Nogi Nation. I'm starting a coffee brand as well. And somehow I found time to come on this C-rated podcast.
It's not going to work on this one. Well, I like that, though. I like the Gusto
podcast because he was also on Grappling Central not long ago. This is always helpful.
I'm still trying to figure out if this is a step up or step below your podcast.
Digest it. We'll let the people of Finland decide. They're number 8 on the list right now.
I also like the fact that you would ever go on Ryan Ford's show and ever think that's an entertaining product, but I think it's adorable that you want to go ahead and compare us to him, because he tries. That's the best thing he does.
You know what's sad, though? It's whenever I go on his podcast, my inbox is fucking full. When I go on yours, it's just fucking crickets.
Well, that's because you don't know how to sell yourself.
27 seconds ago. Oh, are you talking about grappling? Have you two worked together prior?
Yeah, no, he's come on the grappling hour.
Because I was like, did I forget he was on the podcast already? Ouch. Oh, my bad. I'm staring at the guest list and I forgot.
Here's what's great about him, Kev. He came on grappling hour and he thought he was going to shoot a promo on me. And then when he did, everybody goes, oh, that was not good for him. Good job, Raph. And it's not like I had to edit it or anything. It was just, swing and a miss. But you can expect those things with somebody who themselves is a secondhand celebrity knockoff. Like, you're like going to Vegas and seeing a knockoff version of Michael Jackson where you go, oh, okay, well, that's okay.
You still felt violated. It just wasn't as good on the dance moves. Oh, sorry. I'm just rolling right over.
We'll just keep going with this.
All right, good response. I want to ask a few things, which is this. So, Josh, one of the important things about Over Under Kevin is that you guys have equal information on each other. So it's very important that when we get to this part where you guys are talking shit about each other, that you have some intel on Kevin. So do you have any questions for Kevin that might help you to have better material than you normally do to make fun of him?
Man, you told me not to do any fucking research. I don't even know who Kevin is, except for the fact that the name's fucking stupid. But, all right, let's see. Kevin, how many kids do you have?
None that I am currently aware of or tracking.
And you also have a dad bod like me.
Yeah, less. I think I have more of a defined, like you have sort of that weightlifting neck that says you fought human beings in a cage, but sure.
You guys there?
Yeah, we're here. You still there?
Okay. I thought there was more to that, Kevin. Come on, dude.
Oh, no, I was waiting for another question. I was just sort of confirming. Yes, present dad bod on my 5th surgery in 3 years. So we'll see.
What's that, my band surgery?
Oh, God, from your lips to God's ears. If I could do something to slim the cows using science, I would. I'm thinking about getting a B12 shot. We have one of those Vita Box places near us, but we'll see.
No, I don't think I'm going to attack his looks or, anything about him. It's just going to be his ridiculous picks.
Perfect. He doesn't even want to know belt rank, no-gi status. Have I heard of it? Because I believe in 80s.
Do you like wear pajamas?
I'm in a Hibero school, so we have to. Otherwise, we don't know what you're. I'm kidding. There's also no-gi classes. I personally, of the no-gi arts, it's just what I prefer. It's less fabric, feels cooler. People can't grab onto shit as easily. But otherwise, it's dangerous on your legs.
Anyone will care if you quit jiu-jitsu?
I think like maybe 6 people would care pretty deeply, including Raph.
So what are you, like a blue belt, couple stripes?
Purple belt, long time.
Oh, so close. Yeah. All right, cool. All right. I think this will work.
Is that all you needed? Is that going to suffice for you for there?
Honestly, don't need much.
That's what she said. All right. And good. Marked. Got the guest. Kev, should we transition to the game? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the segment of the show that we like to call Over Under Kevin. It is Raph, your friend, your host, and the person who's going to walk you through this segment. The way it works, super easy. We go through the entire UFC card at random. We give each participant 15 seconds to say who they think is going to win. And if I so deem it, I will give them 15 seconds of rebuttal time. Now remember, even though we technically award who wins, whoever gets the most right, we have a bigger appreciation for whoever talks the bigger and better amount of trash talk on this show. Gentlemen, do you both understand the rules? Kevin, do you understand the rules?
I will find myself down to that gator hole, give him a little direction on where to go north, south, up, down, peninsular. He's going to find himself in a world of the old cricket mustard, if you get what I'm saying.
All right. Josh, do you understand the rules?
Holy fuck, Raph. What the fuck kind of theme song was that? At least mine's fucking catchy.
Is it?
What's his theme
song?
Come
and get your love, dude.
Is he gonna
come and get your love?
Oh, yeah, you're still, like, making a thing off of other people. Yeah, who are famous.
100%.
Yeah,
just it's going to make a thing off of my name.
No, not really, dude. I was here before you in terms of notoriety, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Yep, you were just busy chasing gators and heel hooking them and being like, I'm a sideshow, ma, while I was, always classic and money.
You just keep making memes about me, bro.
When's the last time I made a meme about you?
Noises at each other is my favorite.
I don't know. Whatever time I was on here.
Yeah, all right. That's how relevant they were.
I don't know how to be clearer than that.
I just want to make sure, Kevin, that he knows that I'm the moderator and you're supposed to get along with me, and that the moderator will have very, very little tolerance for insubordination. But let's go straight to the game, gentlemen.
Yeah, Raph, this is the time someone from Florida is going to understand the rules. This ought to be the turnaround.
Yeah, there's not really a reading comprehension test that they have to take to get on this.
You just have to be able to fire a gun, and he did. So they gave him a diploma and a gun.
Let's do this. We're going to start in the bantamweight division. Before we do, Kevin, do you have anything you'd like to say to Josh before we start?
And I really mean this, with your school, do people walk in? Because normally people walk into jiu-jitsu, it's like, I'm here for self-defense. What do they say when they walk in at a Florida school?
Either wrestling gators or wrestling methods.
See, I was expecting it's like, I'm here to get divorced. Can you teach me how to throw someone Uchimata? I got to tell my pappy shit ain't working out and he's got to move out. Do you have a leg lock for that? It's like, I can see some weird stuff happening.
Holy shit, Kevin. You are actually pretty good at this.
I'm telling you. Spent some time in Florida. I've got some family there. That's how you
know. Josh, is there anything you'd like to say to Kevin before we start?
I would, but I don't want to hurt the feelings yet. All right, I'll have some rebuttals at the end. Let's just get this game going.
Okay, fair enough. Gentlemen, the first fight is a bantamweight bout between Aljamain Sterling and Pedro Munoz, friend of the podcast. Kevin, you start us off. 15 seconds on the clock. Go.
Yeah, so I've had a bad rap of essentially shitting on people that have been on this podcast. And I'm going to continue that just the moment Josh appears in his next fight or super fight. But for now, I'm going with Pedro Munoz. I'm going to stick it out. Give me the Wrecking Crew.
Okay, Josh, I got 15 seconds on the clock for you. Go.
Holy fucking shit. Anybody who thinks that he has a chance over Aljamain Sterling thinks your boy Kevin here has a chance on the mats with me.
Kevin, do you have a response to that?
Let's not make this personal. I'm looking at this thick neck motherfucker. Just heel hooking the shit out of people on his Instagram. It's like, which makes me think he's either a serial killer or doesn't know how to do them. Overcompensating.
Josh.
We've got a real Atos-like person here.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Go listen to the other show to find out what that means. Josh, you have a response to that?
Man, I would take offense to that, but if that means I'm Atos, that means you're that little preteen kid that they assaulted. So I'm cool with that.
It's how it might feel if we get into a real leg battle. But if you could move to the next fight, Raph, that'd be super helpful.
Fine. Middleweight bout between Bavon Lewis and Darren Stewart. Josh, you start us off 15 on the clock.
Don't know who either of these guys are, so I'm just going to take the time to shit on Kevin a little bit. The only thing worse in your jiu-jitsu game is your fight picking skills. I don't even need the point here because when it comes down to the end, I will be so far ahead of you that it doesn't fucking matter.
I want to be very clear. You're not picking anybody on this one. You're abstaining.
I will totally abstain and still win.
Well, it's definitely something that Florida people don't do. So, all right, no pick here. Kev, I guess up or down, you've got a shot here. Go.
First, I want to give the people a history lesson. Can you believe in 2000 there was a voting scandal in Florida where it seemed like people didn't know how to pick something? It's like a whole controversy that might have spun the country into the current hellscape we're at. But don't worry, because global warming's coming for Florida first. I'm taking Lewis.
Okay. I will say, though, and I don't know if Josh is thinking this way, but Josh, how bad is it going to look if Kevin had no pick and still ended up getting that one wrong?
Dude, 100%. You got to think the long game on this shit.
That's true. If it's Stewart, I am going to look equally as stupid.
All right, Kev, I want to go on this one, and I want you to tell me who is going to win between a bantamweight bout between Jimmy Rivera and Peter Yan.
Yeah, so I've been trying to come up with a way. I want to name my first child Peter Yan, boy or girl. So I'm going to go with that. Just 85 abs, and you know my rule. And
yes,
plus, under stance, it says switch, which made me giggle.
Okay. Josh, what do you have for us? 15 seconds.
Definitely Jimmy Rivera. I'm going back to that switch stance. Sounds like Kevin is a little familiar with them switch hitters. You know what I mean over there in California.
He doesn't live in California.
I was born there, though. I don't know how he picked up on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you looking at, people?
It's that lisp. It's that lisp.
That's really weird. Okay. Josh.
He gets me.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Josh, I'm going to ask you, because you seem like an expert, at who would win between women's strawweights Karolina Kowalkiewicz and Alexa Grasso? That's not a name. Okay, 15 seconds, go.
100% Carolina. Too much too soon for Grasso. Much like it's gonna be too much too soon when Kevin has to go head to head with me and loses this game.
Okay.
Oh, God, I thought
more
you
of
were
the
gonna be
same
like,
on that
I'm on
one.
my way to Colorado. Let's trade.
Yeah.
No, you just said this game. We're fine. I'm fine. I'm back.
Okay, 15 seconds for you.
You know, I'm going to try and get in his head here, and I am
Okay.
also going to go with Carolina, and here's why. She has been on the undercards for, I don't know, 64 straight fights, it feels like. 12-4. Got to get a win up here. It feels like make or break time.
All right. Gentlemen, I'm actually going to put 30 seconds on the clock for this next one because this is a monster fight that would normally be a headliner fight, but it's not here.
Chukagian versus Calderwood? No,
You know it.
That's the early prelims.
But it is a lightweight bout. Kevin, you're going to lead us off between Tony, Fergie Ferguson, and Donald. Get some Cerrone.
Burgerlicious get. Burgerlicious get. Burgerlicious get his ass kicked so crazy by Cerrone. Oh, by Cerrone. Oh.
Okay. Well, you're going to use all that 15 seconds. All right. I'm going to go over to Starlord on this one. Josh, who do you have, Ferguson or Cerrone? You've got 30 seconds. Go.
Got to actually go with my boy Kevin here with Cerrone because there's only one man out there that can drink beer and whoop ass better than I can, and it's Donald fucking Cowboy Cerrone. Plus, you know, I don't like to pick the guys that like to assault their wives.
Allegedly. Okay.
Allegedly.
We just want to
Hold
make
on.
sure we're throwing
I don't
that in
understand anything about Florida then. All right? I'm just going to say it. Nothing about it makes sense to me in the world out there.
Everybody in Florida at least starts off with a -1 in the column of probably a domestic abuse. I do want to say this. Okay. This is fascinating because I think more people in a popularity vote will go with Cerrone. But I think if you ask them who's going to win a fight, I do believe there is a majority of people who say that Tony Ferguson has more weapons to win this fight. So is the question that you think that maybe he might have had some mental health issues that maybe we don't know where his mentality is at the moment? And he's coming back too soon, or that Cerrone's just on a tear and seems to have the tools at this time to beat Donald Cerrone? I'll ask this over to you first, Josh.
I think it's definitely the perfect storm. A little hope that Tony Ferguson's going a little crazy. Just came off that knee surgery, came back really quick against fucking Pettis. But then again, Pettis is super washed up, whereas Cerrone is on a tear right now and looking like the best he has in years. I definitely think it's just a perfect storm, not overall that Cerrone is a better fighter than Ferguson.
Interesting. Kevin, does it seem like Josh has a lot of expertise at being super washed up? True or false?
It does feel like it gets truly what it feels like to be behind.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's what happens.
Ask your mom what it feels like to be behind.
The other day, someone at work was like, where should we go first? And it was all I could do not to be like, your mother's butt. Right? Right? It feels good to be back amongst friends.
I will say, Kev, it's more so that I think they would be more offended by the high five you would insist upon afterwards.
It's good to be around fighters. It's like there's an unwritten code. We will make mother jokes. It's just okay.
Yes. There is a women's flyweight bout, gentlemen, that I would also like you to talk a little bit about. And I'm putting 15 seconds on the clock because it is a flyweight bout between Caitlin Chook again and Joanne Calderwood. 15 go. Kev. Or Josh. No, Josh on this one.
Who gives a fuck?
Not fighting. So
I mean, probably these two people. So,
their families, probably their managers.
Yep.
I hope they care, but that would very much surprise me that someone outside their family cares. I'm going to go with Caitlin Chukagan.
Okay. Kev, what do you got for us? 15 go.
Yeah, Chukagan. Again, it looks like Chuk again. Like, oops. I'm going with Calderwood. Sounds a lot like Underwood. Strong name. Dislike my opponent just fervently. And I'll ask you to look that up later. So I'm going to go with Calderwood.
Okay. All right. We're going to go to our next bout. I'm actually putting 30 seconds on the clock. And this is for the co-main event, which is a women's flyweight bout between Valentina Shevchenko and Jessica Ai. Kevin, you start us off 30 on the clock. Go.
This is easy. I'm going with the southpaw, Shevchenko, for two reasons. One, very good fighter. Second, obviously implanted here by the Russian government as part of someone else who's going to steal an election. In this case, this pay-per-view fight, Shevchenko. I don't even think it's close. I think Jessica Ai is going to start to get sluggish. Someone's going to put that weird stuff that they used in Oz Season 5 when they had the boxing things and made people tired. Look out for this one.
The amount of Oz references that you have at disposal.
It works this time because they're in this whole boxing tournament, and Ryan Ciro's brother is like, well, I'll drug the other fighters. That way they don't fight as well. He essentially roofalins them, uses some roofies, but these are big guys. You get it.
Damn. Okay. Well, thank you, Kevin, as always, for making this a tribute podcast to Oz as well as a podcast for MMA and Jiu-Jitsu. Josh, what do you have for us? 30 seconds, please.
Man, I want to say that he stole my Russian joke, which makes me think he is, in fact, working with the Russians. But however, we have to agree that Ai is going down, not just because she is the worst fighter, but she just left her camp at Strong Style, and I do not think that's going to be a good change for her. And, yeah, I don't think it's going to go well for Jessica Ai. I think she gets finished in under 2.
In under 2? Okay.
Don't you have to vote for the person with the gun tattoo? Otherwise, they take back said diploma they gave you.
Man, that was pretty good. Taking it back to the beginning. I can't even rebuttal that one.
It was a genuine question. These are all genuine Florida questions. I know they seem like jokes, but it's like I'm waiting for him to be like, that one's not true. Hasn't said it yet. He hasn't said it yet.
I'm saying something to not be true.
I just landed at the airport in Jacksonville, went to rent my car. They just sprayed meth at me, just right in my face. They were like, welcome. Now you're ready to drive. Enjoy.
A little bit about salts.
And I will say, wide awake at 12:30 p.m. a.m. p.m. Doesn't matter. It's wide awake.
Gents, we're going to go to our next bout. It's a featherweight bout between Ricardo Lorenzo Lamas versus Calvin Klein. And Josh, you start us off on this one. 15.
Don't even know who Calvin Klein is, but Ricardo Lamas is so washed up it doesn't even matter. Plus, it's a fight below 155, so they're all midgets and they all squeak like Mickey Mouse, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Plus Calvin Klein, because he definitely needs to be parlaying that into a sponsorship deal with Calvin Klein.
I mean, his name's Calvin Qatar, but do you?
Whatever.
Let's go to our next one. I've never corrected the guest when I've said it in the joking way where they're like,
pick, but you can't.
Nah.
You could go to the next one. I'll take Lamas because I want him to bring back that Renegade show badly with him. I don't think it should be anybody else. It's like Ricardo Lamas is coming back as the Renegade. He's like busting in an old folks home.
I really just hope that if they got to those second run syndication shows and they go, we got a gritty reboot for Renegade. Shh. No one cares. We're just going to make it. Don't tell us what it's about and don't try and make it real. Just film it and we'll pay for it.
Just by pitching it. Netflix has picked it up for 3 seasons. Just go do it.
3 seasons, 300 episodes.
I'm going to throw Josh in as not a bad candidate to remake this show on Netflix. Josh, you could step right in.
Josh would actually make a really good candidate for a night writer that just gave up.
Day writer? He's always at breakfast.
That's great. All right, this is the next bout. But before we go to the next bout, it's important that you know something here, Josh. You're a manager of jiu-jitsu and MMA clients, which means you make no money. So we do a wager on this show, but we don't do a financial wager because, again, you money, us, I get it. So my question to you, Kevin, is what kind of wagers have we done for over-under Kevin in the past?
Oh, my God, you'll love this, Josh. I made a New Zealand guy I just beat, Jared. I made him do an American shoey, where instead of spitting in the shoe, you have to put a piece of American cheese, like a Kraft cheap yellow, pour the beer over it, take it.
God.
It's an American shoey.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you, because spitting in it is gross, but I love all the other components. And American cheese is also gross. Some of the bets get specific. I made Keith Krikorian explain that candy corn is a superior treat and that he was wrong to denounce it.
That one, yeah.
He did a shitty job. There's been some shirt exchanges, so I've had to buy some shirts or send some shirts, pending how it's going. But that kind of thing.
I want to say, the fact that Josh is saying it like that, it's becoming more and more apparent to me, Kevin, that more and more people are aware of the bets, but never given the context. So
why is Keith Krikorian won't shut the fuck up?
Right, why the fuck is he doing an Instagram story about candy corn? That's weird.
He's an idiot. I don't know.
So anyway, without saying what it is, if you have one in mind, Josh, do you have a bet in mind for Kevin?
Honestly, no. And to be fair, about people not knowing about the show outside of the bet, I didn't even know the show existed until you told me you'd pay me to get on here.
Yeah, that's a cute one. You know what I like, though? You hammer fist the same jokes over and over again. And unlike heel hooks, they're just not successful for you. So I love the gusto, but I'm going to have to ask that you try another variation of the same joke you've been working with. But we'll come back to you in a minute. So you've got some time to think about a bet. We've got 4 more fights to go over, and then we go over what the bet is. But first, women's strawweight match between Xiaoyan Yan and Angela. Get over that hill. Kevin, what do you got for us?
I wasn't sure how you were going to tackle that one, but obviously, no one is a bigger Angela Hill fan than me, which is why I'm going with the unknown, Xiaona. Okay. I like the grit. I like the orthodox, and her SIG STR LPM, which is a stat I don't understand, but is on ESPN, is a 7.04 as opposed to a 5.84, and that feels significant. It just does. There's no
Okay.
description of these fucking things. It just throws stats.
Can you
I
blame
swear
them?
to God, ESPN just made these up. They were like, I asked the fantasy guy. They were like, what do you think if we just added 4 stats? No one's going to check.
No one's going to double check this. Let's do this. Josh, who do you have on this one? 15 seconds for you.
Definitely the Asian chick. Angela Hill has... Dude, it's Florida. Come on. Angela Hill has not won a fight that actually meant anything in like 5 years, and she is definitely pushing up that hill. So the Asian chick all day.
Oh, nice. There's been some very good wordplay in this podcast. And some terrible wordplay, but that was a good one.
That was a good one. I like that one. Let's go to the next bout, though. Josh, we're going to stay on you. Women's strawweight bout between Tatiana Suarez and Nina Ansaroff. I hardly know her. What? There you go.
Definitely Nina Ansaroff because she has more experience on girl-on-girl action, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
You don't really leave too much.
And again, but you know what he's doing, Raph? It's my turn, I guess. He's doing wise. He's sticking with who has the better SIG, STR, LPM. I, however, am going to be a real renegade on this one. I'm going to go with 8-0. Suarez. Smiling and knocking people the fuck out.
Okay. I can get behind that. That's pretty good, Kev. I like the gusto. I've never seen that kind of bravado that you put on one of your picks before, Kev.
I'm still feeling that meth from Florida. It was like a week ago I was there, and I just since I've been seeing tracers running faster, not brushing my teeth. It feels good.
Well, let's chat about this, Kev. You're going to tell us who's going to win between Tai Tuivasa and blog boy Ivan Ove.
So, again, I didn't realize Tuivasa was going to come up, but may I just plead with him to stop having people spit in a shoe and watch him chug it on his way back. I almost vomited the last time he won a fight. But I got to go with him because the guy loves doing shoeies. I swear, if they came up to him, they were like, all right, you can do 10 shoeies and you don't have to fight at all, but we're going to give you half the money. What say you? He'd be like, I take that option. Loves them.
Yeah. All right. Well, Josh, what do you have for us on this?
Man, I really hate to pick against the fucking dad bod who likes to chug beer, but Bloggy, whatever the fuck his name is, he has a win over Fedor in Combat Sambo, and he is a super legit threat, whereas the other guy they found that likes to shoot shoeies.
Point of order. Ivanov also has what one might describe as a rotund body. Like, he's curvilicious.
To be fair, I think Russians kind of get away with that because of their body hair, so it's less pronounced.
You're right. Russians just look like bears.
100%.
Nice. That was a deep catch wrestling drop. That was awesome. That was a good one.
Just point of order for me. Doesn't like everybody have a win over Fedor these days, though?
You shut your mouth. That is you're just being offensive.
Don't you start.
Between shitting on Munson and now this, I can't take it with you two.
Let me tell you something,
These are
okay?
legends.
What is this? 2006? Okay, it's a different era. Kids grow
oh my
up.
God. But in 2006, you know who we could have watched fight and it would have been awesome? Munson and Fedor. That would have been badass.
But neither of them would have done a shoey after. So I'm actually kind of glad it is 2019.
So gross.
It's so dumb. And one of these days, someone will try and give us a good reason for a shoey, and Kevin and I will just kick them off the show. Because we've been trying with our
unless
guests.
you replace the spit with American cheese, in which case I will take your thank yous and
So
you're welcome.
stupid.
All right. So how about this?
No, don't do it. Don't do it. We're not there yet.
Fine. Come on. I had my idea.
I know. We literally have one more fight to go over. Then you can say your stupid idea after we give you the tiebreaker thing we have to do as well.
Josh is my new 5th favorite guest. He's
Josh.
to number 5.
All right, Josh, 30 seconds to tell us who will win the bantamweight championship. Oh, it's not championship bout. I don't know. Maybe it is.
It might be. You really could sell me either way.
Honestly, I don't even know what happens in this anymore. Henry Cejudo versus Marlon Moraes. Isn't he the new Spider-Man? Anyway, here we go. Josh, you got 30 seconds. Go.
I would like to counter with you giving me 30 seconds of your time to tell me why I should care about this fight. But if I have to, I think I'm going to go with Marlon Moraes, Beast, and I don't know. I think he's got what it takes to knock out Cejudo, whereas Cejudo is a little cocky right now, and his shit talk is looking a little stale.
It's really bad. Like, it's you bad, but not, like, he's like a little bit better. But let me put it to you this way. He's actually kind of a friend of the show. But the friend of the show is a gentleman who today, I think at a luncheon for the fighters, Cejudo just had stand there and hold his belt. And I couldn't help but think, we know that human being who's just standing there and holding the belt like he's Odd Job. It's very silly.
Eric Albarracin?
Yeah, that's him, dude. Captain Das Americas.
Does look.
Can you get
like
Eric to tell Cejudo to stop like yelling his bad shit talk louder than his opponent and actually take some time and fix it?
Dog.
We wouldn't be able to get halfway through that sentence with Eric Albarracin. It didn't start with a cool wrestling thing, so he'd be like, "What?"
Yeah,
no.
love us some Eric. Like, I know Eric sees the memes I put of Cejudo. That's just kind of like, that wasn't a great shit talk, Cejudo. And that's the whole thing, is by the time you do enough
you guys aren't giving him enough credit for what's championship level bullshit. That's what's happening.
Eric, like, also 120 pounds.
This is more voice discrimination.
Oh, man.
Cejudo's fine at talking shit.
We have Cowterra in the form of Mickey Mouse on the show right now, everybody. Kev, you've got 30 seconds. I mean, I guess tell me who you think is going to win.
Did he pick Cejudo?
No, I picked the other guy.
Perfect. You're crazy. What do you mean you picked the other guy? You essentially picked someone that looks like an unpainted Oompa Loompa. I'm taking Cejudo. This is easy. Champion for a reason. He knocked out TJ Dillashaw, who definitely should be on the BJJ steroids list. And this is simple. Did it a few times, still holding the belt. And if you come for his shit talking one more time, motherfuckers, he's going to knock you out.
Oh, wow.
All the way to Chinatown. You put that in the bank.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's very, very rude, Kevin. Gentlemen, that now takes us to tiebreakers. And the way we do tiebreakers on the show is very simple. We
Fight
say
to the death.
No, it's a bad choice for you, Kev. What I would say is you do who is going to have the performances of the night. There's two of them that give out, and then the fight of the night. So, Kevin, we start with you on this one.
Suppose it'd be more like a fight to my orthopedist if I had an idea. But, yeah, so I'm going to go. I'm trying to fight of the night, super easy. Cejudo versus Moraes. Second fight of the night, because it's fight of the night and the two performances of the night. The two performances of the night, one's going to Shevchenko. They're going to give her a real gun to put on her gun tattoo. They had it made. It's very emotional. And I'm going to go with, what's a little fun one? Donald Cerrone? There's mine.
Okay. Good job.
Right.
Josh, what do you got for us on this?
Fight of the night, Cerrone, Ferguson. Performance of the night, they're going to give Moraes his pot of gold, and he's going to get a performance of the night bonus. And then second performance of the night will be to, you know what, I'm going to hedge my bets here and go with Shui, Tai Tuivasa, or whatever his name is.
Okay.
Definitely
All right.
Not how hedging your bets work, but love it.
Yep, it's fine.
100%.
So let's do this. You said that you had a bet in mind. We asked you to wait, and now we're giving you that opportunity. So what was the bet that you had in mind for Kevin?
Dude, I want you to do a Shui with some maple syrup in it.
No more shoeys. I veto that one. Kevin, do you have something for us?
Hold on. Give me the full ingredients. A Shui, a beer, and maple syrup, because the whole point was instead of the spit, because that's the part that makes me vomit.
Let me go ahead and say why I'm vetoing this.
Yeah.
We did it once.
And it was hilarious.
Already. And that's fine.
Okay.
However, the more that we do it, the more we are contributing to the idiotic idea that is somehow perpetuated, where we go, how do those shoeys happen? And the second show being done here in a row with it. I say nay.
Wrestling Shui.
Oh, no.
Oh.
God, that's even worse. Kevin doesn't even have wrestling shoes, so that's terrible.
What would
so
I
that's
need
good.
those for? Only people that are weak need fabric between their feet and the mat.
Kev, what do you have for us?
Sure. So standard rules apply. I just can't help but notice our man's on Instagram a lot, showing heel hooks.
Mm,
I would appreciate you and I have talked about this for a long time, like a 30-second video where he explains a nice heel hook and just names it after me and the experience of this podcast. I mean, if he is the leg lock master,
It's
surely he can
Well,
show us something that exemplifies the hurt I've put on him verbally during this exchange.
So it's the actual name of the move would be called a verbal tap.
Here comes the Kevin's highlight verbal tap. And you have to show, because, I mean, it's obviously it has to be a verbal tap. It's the name of the fucking show.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, though. We should explain that if it's someone from Florida. And I don't know what he wants in return, though. That's where I'm utilizing his skills.
So are you at the actual Salo, the Hibero school, like under the Hibero brothers?
I train under Matt Jubera, who trains under them.
All right. I want you to get your coach to wear a fuck the IBJJF shirt.
I tell you what, I will definitely wear one in a photo. It'll be difficult to get one on him.
It's going to be Kevin running around and saying, like, hey, film me while I run around him, and we'll just get a screenshot of that.
That's even better. I want a video.
I could definitely get him in a gi doing a move to me in a fuck the IBJJF shirt, which would definitely...
With it. That'd be funnier.
All right. Just a little nice picture.
I don't know. A video of you chasing your coach around in a fuck the IBJJF shirt.
I cannot commit him to anything, as you might know, with your
that's
students.
Fine. Do a technique video with my shirt. That's fine.
All right. I will get your shirt. Is that yours? Is this? I didn't even know this, but that's the better part of this.
Now it's come full circle, right?
And where can I go to get said shirt, sir? If I was one of the many people listening to this podcast that might want something like that.
One of the two people watching this podcast would go to nogination.com and purchase the shirt, and look out for the new coffee company that's coming, Wicked Warrior Coffee Company.
What's the hook for your coffee?
Yeah, I was like, why are you making coffee? Because, Starbucks is doing it. Everybody's doing it. Give me your version of coffee, because I will buy that coffee. I just bought a CBD one from the people down the street at Blue Sparrow. Prepared to buy any and all coffee. Why am I buying your coffee?
Definitely because it's organic and cruelty-free, which is kind of cool for you liberal-ass people. Also because it will make your dad bod look much nicer and your heel hooks 1% better.
Oh, man. Okay, so I actually really do like some of these shirts. Damn it. I'm on nogination.com /collection/shirts. And you didn't say it was a fuck the IBJJF tank top, which is the one I will be getting. Ah, damn it. I did not need this website in my life. You guys can go on. Did you see the
Jiu-Jitsu shirt?
The which one?
The Jiu-Jitsu and Chill shirt.
Oh, actually, yes. And, sorry, just also saw the suck 1% less every day. Really like that.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one, too.
Points are for, well, it's a kitty, but I think we get the gist.
I forgot about that shirt. Holy shit.
Well, it's $20, and you can find it on the website.
You gotta love the guest that's like, man, I didn't remember my own merch. God damn, that was good. Oh, man, me.
Let me give you guys a quick tip about business. All right. Back when I was running Zapatero, 90% of the matches I made when I was drunk. So there you go. You're welcome.
Damn. What are you drinking then? Just the normal Florida cocktail of tractor fluid and bourbon?
A little bit of pain pills, a little bit of Natty Light, mix it all together. Little gator blood, too.
Oh, now we're talking. By the way, a jiu-jitsu instructor in Florida that doesn't have fighting gators is like the main picture on his Instagram. I guess I trust him, just not as much as I trust the rest of them.
Then I should definitely invest in some gators for my advertisement for the school.
Well, Starlord BJJ, I've said it a few times, but I'll say it again, nogination.com. Josh, where else can people go consume your above-average Floridian content?
Definitely on Instagram, Starlord BJJ, YouTube, Josh Starlord Leduc. I am going to be coming out with a free course here on some basic leg lock shit. So pay attention to the Instagram for all that info. And yeah, I think that's about it. Where can we go find your shit?
Fortunately, if they're listening to this podcast, there's like a 99% chance already. They're
man.
already subscribing.
Wow. Jesus
That'll
Christ.
be a good guest here for you guys.
No, we appreciate it. That's
Guys, I really want to
back.
give you the
I'm moving
opportunity
him
to
to
do
12th.
a plug.
I'm moving him to 12th. He's behind Craig Jones, just ahead of. Well, I'm not going to say it. It was an Atos person.
Yeah, definitely. The nice part about this is, Josh, I always feel like these are learning experiences for you so that you can then go off and teach the people who are in Florida to be like, guys, I've been on like 3 podcasts and I learned a lot, and then they can learn. So I feel like we're really, really helping out here. Josh, is there anything you'd like to say? Oh, yeah, I forgot. We always do this thing on the show where we ask you to come back the next week after we do one of these. So even though you were trying to book yourself on and be like, I mean, if you guys want me to come on your show, I would. Would you like to come back next week and talk about the fights?
I suppose I can. Okay. I'll have time in my busy schedule of wrestling Gators and,
Not
separating
taking pictures of it.
Yeah. Would love to see your day planner be like, wrestle Gators 9 to 12. 12 to 4, wrestle other Gators.
4 to 5, get that shot that helps you when you've been bit by a gator.
Holy fuck, that was good. I'm going to have to make that my next Instagram post.
Absolutely. So, Josh, we'll have you back on next week. But if you guys are not following him, go look. Starlord BJJ has a lot of fun stuff in terms of showing you guys how to break legs and, more importantly, spitting that important inspirational nonsense that keeps you guys motivated and going to the gyms and telling you the real whenever you need it and sometimes when you don't. But Josh, we're so happy you were able to come on the show. We look forward to seeing you next week, sir. We will talk with you soon. We hope you have a good rest of your day.
Too.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...